Greetings, everyone. This is Evangelist Global Gospel Ndep from Nigeria, and I hope you're doing well today. I want to talk about something that many of you haven't thought about it for some time, but it's something that we really need to talk about as believers. What am I going to talk about today? It is simple. What is humility? What does it mean to be humble? The Bible talks so much about humility. Jesus himself said that those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those that humble themselves will be exalted. Humility is a virtue. It's a very great virtue that everybody loves, but the problem is most people don't know what it is. They don't know what it means to be humble. So again, I ask, what does it mean to be humble? I will tell you what it is. It's a very simple question. To be humble doesn't mean to lower yourself. It doesn't mean to diminish your value. It doesn't mean to become inferior. But that's what many people think. They think that to be humble means to bring yourself low. That's not true. That's a lie. Okay? To be humble doesn't mean to bring yourself low or to become lower than who you originally are. No. Humility doesn't say about that. So what does it mean to be humble? It simply means to be yourself. It simply means to be yourself. To be who you are. That's what it means. Accepting yourself for who you are. Accepting yourself for how God made you. You're not puffing up, and you're not unnecessarily bringing yourself so low. You're just okay with who you are. You're just okay with yourself and how God made you. And you're not faking anything. You're not faking anything to impress anyone. You're just you. That's what it means to be humble. Many times in the scriptures, Jesus talked about humility. He says, humble yourself. It simply means to just be yourself. Be who you are. No, there's no need to sugarcoat anything. There's no need to fake anything. There's no need to try to, fake anything, to look like anything, to be like anything, to mimic anything, to imitate anything, to emulate anything, to copy and paste anything. You just authentically who you are, and that's it. That's what it means to actually be humble. Now, this doesn't mean you don't mend any traits that is ungodly. No. It doesn't mean that when you have a bad character, you don't work in yourself. It simply means I'm not going to make myself look bigger than who I am. I'm not going to make myself look smaller than who I am. I know who I am, and I'm going to present myself as who I am. No need hiding. Okay? That's what it means to actually be humble. The problem with many people is that we do not know the meaning of words. We throw words around so much that we don't know the meaning of it anymore. What it means to be humble is to actually take yourself for who you are. Accept yourself for how God created you. This is how I look. This is how I talk. This is how I behave. This is how I think. This is how I feel. I'm not going to change anything. When I talk about change, I'm not mean mending your bad ways. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not what I am. When I work on myself and I change any trait that does not reflect Christ, it be seen before everyone. No pretense, no hypocrisy, no two-face. Not you one person online and you're someone else offline. You just what you are. People see you online And the personality they see online is the same personality they meet when they meet one-on-one. That's what it means to be humble. Unfortunately, not everyone is humble. Most of us think that humility is lack of confidence, or when you have no choice. No, that being humble doesn't mean you don't have any choice. Being humble simply means I accept myself for who I am. You see that? That's what it means. I accept myself for what God has made me. I accept myself for who I am. No deepfakes, no editing, just me. You see that? That's what it means to be humble. I will accept myself for how God made me. I'm short, I'm tall, that's who I am. I'm big, I'm small, that's who I am. I'm not going to try to project a lifestyle that I clearly cannot afford. Stop living fake life. It is dangerous. Stop trying to impress people with fake life. It is dangerous. Be who you are. Be what God has made you to be. You may not have everything, but you should not fake anything. You are who you are. See, that's how to live your life. Be yourself. Don't be ashamed of your present state. It may not be where you're going, but you are the process. And you trust God that the process God is taking you, you will get there. But until you get there, be who you are. That's it. And who you are doesn't have to always be low. I've told you that humility doesn't mean bringing yourself low or bringing yourself down. It means just accepting myself for who I am. If you are intelligent, you are intelligent. No need to make yourself look dull to prove a point. You know something, you know it. No need to make yourself look like a fool or an illiterate to prove a point. You see that now? Trying to impress people. Notice what the Bible talks about: false humility. That's the so-called humility that many people practice today. False humility. That's what many people practice. Fake humility. Fake kindness. You claim to be humble, meanwhile it's all fake. You're not really humble. You're just passive. You want to be politically correct. You don't want to say the truth because it's harsh. You don't want to say what is right because it does not portray a right image. I want to keep a particular right image. Who cares about image? I don't care about image because I'm already in the image of God. I don't care what anyone says or thinks about me because that's their own opinion. Your opinions on me cannot affect me. It cannot bring me down. It cannot turn me off. You cannot take me out. I don't care. Say good, say bad, not my business. I am what I am by the grace of God. Everyone should live this way. This is what true humility is about. Accepting yourself for who you are. Accepting yourself for how God made you. This is what I want to talk about today. Really humble yourself. Be who God made you. Accept yourself for what you are. Wear that t-shirt of yours. You must not have a suit to be important. Use that small phone you're using. Yes, I'm speaking to you. It may look little, but keep on doing it. They may not see you now. They may not like you now. They may not appreciate what you have in now. But keep on doing it. Keep on being yourself. By the grace of God, your humility will pay off. Because when there's a consistency of oneness, you're straightforward. It's the real you. You're not faking anything. When there's a consistency of originality, progress is inevitable, because you are what you are. You either accept me for how you see me, or you say no. I'm me. You don't get to change me. And this is the problem. We are changing ourselves to fit in with people's descriptions of us, so that people will accept us for what we want them to think we are, not what really we are. And that's when the real you is being seen, everybody gets offended. Not because they are surprised at your real you, but because you have portrayed a fake version of yourself. Now, when you've always claimed online that you're rich, and people come and find you living in a bungalow, people become offended. Not because there's anything wrong with living there, but because you lied. Because you lied. You're painting a fake version of yourself, making yourself appear great, whereas you're not great. Everyone is on the road to greatness. No need to fake anything. No need to fake anything, my brothers and sisters. If they won't accept you the way you are, let them get out. Let them go to hell. No need to mutilate yourself even physically. Change your skin color, change your hair texture, change how you look, change everything. This is the problem with many ladies. You want to put yourself bigger breasts. You want to inflate your hips to impress a young man. No. If you won't accept me the way I am, then you can go far away from me. I will not edit how God made me to please you or anyone. I am me. That's what it means to truly be humble. You must understand this. Forget the noise and how busy the road is. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Be honest with who you are. No need to change things. No need to try to edit things to make yourself appear bigger or appear better. Listen, if God raises you, you flow with how God raises you. There's a local saying in Nigeria: cut your coat according to your cloth. And it's true. Live your life within your means. You go and rent a house you cannot afford because you want to make your friends know that you are now rich. It's madness. You go and buy something on credit just to prove a point. Prove what point? I'm not saying buying things on credit is wrong if it's for good reasons. But if you are putting yourself in debt just to show off, you're stupid. You buy land that you cannot pay for. You buy a smartphone you cannot pay for. You get things you cannot afford. Things you don't even need. Things you don't even want. Just to impress someone. That is foolishness. If I need to get things, I get things because there's a reason I need to get them. Not because I have somewhere and someone I need to impress. Who are you that should impress you? Who am I that you should impress me? Live your life. As long as the way you live honors God and satisfies your conscience, you are good to go. As long as the way you live honors God and glorify and satisfies your conscience, you are good to go. No, anything anyone says about you is noise from the market. Whatever you do or say, if it honors God, satisfies your conscience, you're fine. Don't try to edit anything to please anybody. That is pride. And because of that fake lifestyle, you are now scared. You don't want people to visit you because you do not want them to see your real house. Because you have been posting fake houses on the internet. You don't want them to see you in real life because you are afraid of the real you that they will find. And I get it. There are parts of people's life that people don't want to put out in public. They don't put anything. It's better you are quiet or silent about an area of your life than to tell lies about it. You hear me correct? You hear me right? You hear me right? Better be quiet. Then if someone finds it out, he has found it out. But for you to lie, no, it's wrong. To humble yourself, even if you check it from the Koine Greek, it simply means to take yourself as who you are. This is what I am. That's why even when you want to come to Christ, you come to Christ as you are. God, this is the me. God, this is your son. This is how I look like. This is what's wrong with me. There's nothing to hide. That's why when you are praying, no need to fancy anything. No phone. God, this is how I am. This is what is wrong with me. Something is wrong. And this is my problem. I want you to fix me. Come to God as you are. As battered, shattered, broken, poor, lean, weak, sick as you are. Come as you are. That's humility. But when you're trying to impress God or impress man by putting a fake picture or a fake identity, then that is pride. Trying to be what you are not. Trying to be greater than what you are. Even if you want to be lesser than what you are, it's still pride. What is wrong with being yourself? That's what I want to talk about today. This is what real humility is. May God help you to be humble, to take yourself as what you are. May that unnecessary shame and guilt that's making you to live a fake life, may God roll it away. In Jesus' name. I remain Evangelist Global Gospel Ndep from Nigeria. Shalom.